Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryan Karavavahi Tejasvinavadhitamastu. There is one definition of karma, even though it's not totally acceptable. There is a certain truth about it. Chalanatmakam karma. In the form of motion is karma. Chalanatmakam karma. Technically, karma is that which can attract adrishtam. That is karma. Adrishtam is punya and papa. And therefore, it is kartritantram. It is centered on a karta. So the Jagat, if you look at it, non-separate from Ishvara, Jagat is chalanatmakam. Ishvara is the karta. But he is not ignorant of the fact, I am akarta. Tasya kartaram api mam viddhi akartaram avyayam. Understand me as karta as well as akarta. With reference to Srishti, a given Srishti is talking about. For the entire Srishti it is the same. Tasya kartaram api mam viddhi, understand me as the karta and also akarta. Without being contradictory. Krishna can make a statement like that. In common with Krishna, you can also make a statement. I am the karta, I am not the karta. Karta I am not the karta. More clear. And therefore, the whole Jagat is set in motion. The concept of Nataraja, Ishvara, as a dancer. So the whole Jagat is motion, set in motion. The jata, hair of Nataraja, you will find it is horizontal. The jata, showing the motion. motion. Hair that generally flows down because of the motion is horizontal. You will find there is an arch around. You will find all these flames, fire. They are stars of the universe. And the space in between. The dance, Ishvara's knowledge of the entire Jagat is the creation in motion. But there is a certain order in that creation itself. Therefore, there is predictability. You have disciplines of knowledge possible. In terms of science, everything. Because there is predictability. So that is Ishvara. Sakha yajñāf prajas srištva. There is a discussion here. Purovacha prajapati. Anena prasavishyadvam yeshavostu ishta kamadukhu. And anything within this srishti, whether it is a system or it is an individual sun or a planet or a satellite, all are in motion. Nobody is inactive except our Maplai. But he is also active in his own way. All are in action. Everything does what it is supposed to do. There is nothing stationary. Look stationary. Like in a revolving restaurant. In front of you is somebody sitting. And then you keep talking to the person. And you continue to talk. Because you also move, he is also move, and therefore we are stationary. Both are moving in the same speed. If that fellow's chair is moving faster, it will be different. In the same speed it is revolving, therefore it looks as though you are talking to him. It's all stationary. You look through the window. There you saw a tower through the window a clock tower. Now you don't see the clock tower. Where has it gone? That has not gone, you have moved away. Clock tower doesn't walk. You are moving. Therefore, here, because that fellow is not, that clock tower is not sitting on the restaurant, moving restaurant. Otherwise it will be constant. Whole thing is in motion. In this, human beings are born. They are here on this planet. There may be others in other systems and other planets. But why not in the sun they are not? Why they don't exist in the sun? What a question. They can't. The sun needs to supply energy. For the people in the planet we saw yesterday. So far, therefore there is some life here. If it is nearer, all burnt. This Shastra tells here, every individual faces a situation which is dynamic, and the situations keep on changing. And they are not totally in your control. You can also create some situations within a framework of changes that take place. And the situation and yourself facing the situation, the book says, are not just without an order, without a niyama. There is a niyati, an order. Niyatam kuru karmatvam. Previously we saw. Therefore, niyatihi asti. That as per the order, that a given individual in a given situation is supposed to do a given thing, whatever that is to be done. That is part of the order. You don't set it up. Even if your will is used, that's also given. Will is given. The possibility of creating a setup also is given. And once that possibility is accomplished, and in that given setup, what is to be done is to be done. That's it. You cannot change it. You wanted to light a lamp. You lighted the lamp. Threw away the matchstick. And there was a piece of cloth, it went there, and the cloth caught fire. And then whatever there was something, the plastic bag which carries all the rubbish, that also, the garbage, that caught fire, and then there is fire. You call it an accident. Because you didn't want to have the fire. That is why it's accident, okay? But it is not an accident, it is incident. Afterwards, how did it happen? Big research from the ashes. It's all a matchstick. But that's all niyati. Maybe some karma also is involved. Omission of certain care also is involved. Net result is ashes. That's the net result. This is not something outside the niyati. It's all within the niyati. Therefore, niyatam kuru karmatvam. When you light a lamp, you make sure you lighted the lamp and took care of that matchstick. Because that is not meant to light anything else. Not the garbage. That is where human will can be abused. Is abused. That is an abuse of misuse of will. Or disuse of will. Neglect. But human will is not given for disuse. It is given and to be used, never for disuse. Will is to do. Whether kayikam karma, vachikam karma, manasam karma, threefold karma is to be chosen and done. It's not, will is not meant for anything else. It's for doing. Either do an action which is physical, or vachikam, verbal, or mental. Deliberately you can do. So the kayikam, vachikam, manasam, if you do karma, and the karma is appropriate to the occasion, to the situation, then you are in harmony with the order. If you don't do what is to be done, you become in this yajna, the whole srishti is in motion. And it is like a symphony. Everyone has a part to play. Then it works. And in this, one person doesn't play the part. Then that person causes disturbance to this. Because he is given the free will. It doesn't play his or her part properly. Then there is disturbance. Thus, that disturbance is a papa. Omission is not a papa. Not doing what is to be done creates a disturbance for the whole order. That disturbance causing by doing wrong things, not the right thing. If you don't do the right thing, you will be doing the wrong thing. And that will be a papa karma, disturbing thing. So this is what they say, akarane pratyavaya, little contentious. But then there is some truth in this. So each one has to do his part. And one fellow has got his big violin and he has to only do one musical phrase. Only one phrase. He is waiting for others to do. Then his phrase will come again. He has to do it, keep quiet. But alert. He can't go to sleep. So the whole thing is a dance program. Nataraja's dance, Ishvara's dance. And you are a participant in this cosmic dance. And your part becomes visible. In a given situation, it is not something that you have to decode. It is visible. If it is not, that is where you have to talk to somebody and learn. That's not a problem. Etatra brahmanas sammarshinaha yatate tatra varteran tatha varteran. May one be in that form, live in that form, do in that form as in a similar situation the elders do. Well-informed people do. People who are conscious of dharma do. Those who know how to interpret dharma, they do. Follow them. Dharma kamaha, alukshaha, yuktaha, ayuktaha. They are not driven by ragadveshas. They are together. What they do, please do. So, niyatam kuru karmatvam. Sahayajnaha prajaha srishtva. The Prajapatihi, Ishvara, the creator, the Lord, that is the literal meaning. Patihi, the Lord of all the prajas who were born according to their karma. In that big order, within the Jagat, there are different types of praja. Anyone born is praja. So each one, as long as it has no free will, does exactly what is expected. A carnivorous animal is carnivorous. A herbivorous animal is herbivorous. Human being is just verous. Kabhi carnivorous, kabhi herbivorous. He keeps himself verous. And that is the nature of this fellow. Because free will. A free will is to be used and study the animals and study what is food and what is... You are supposed to learn. Vandu Nandu. Except the Mandu. Everything they follow. Mandu also, Manduka, they eat. Manduka they eat. Frog legs alone they eat. Frog legs. Along with the bone they eat or what? Frog legs, canned and sent. Poor frog. Nobody champions the cause of frog. All kinds of things they eat. Whenever I get a chance, I have to say one or two words. You should criticize until all the intestines come out. So eat. Samyas eat. And this, the human being is given the free will, and therefore Sahayajnaha Prajaha Srishtva Purovacha Prajapatihi. The Lord has mandated Niyatam Karma Kuru. Yajnartat karmanonyatra. This, a karma that is to be done is omitted, something else is done. And there is no attitude, no understanding. And then there is a big criticism, Aghayuhu Indriya Ramaha. Before that we said, Yajnarthat karmanonyatra lokoyam karma bandhanaha. You do as a yajna, as an offering. Because you happen to be there, like in symphony. Your job is to do this. It becomes visible. This is my offering. You should know you should offer that. That's karma yoga. Dharma, we say, in a dynamic form, the dharma is what is to be done in a given situation. The role dharma, kula dharma, desha dharma, kala dharma, whatever that is to be done at a given time and place, it is dharma. And therefore, this is my offering. Yajna here is offering, ahuti. Swakarmana tam abhyarche siddhim vindati manavaha. At the end of the 18th, almost at the end of the 18th chapter of the Gita, Lord Krishna sums it up. Swakarma is an ahuti to Ishvara. An offering to Ishvara. An oblation to Ishvara. The first line defines Ishvara. Yata pravrittir bhutanam yena sarvamidam tatam swakarmana tam abhyarche siddhim vindati manava. Same word siddhi, naikarmya siddhi. And so the first line defines Ishvara, from whom everything has come, by whom everything is sustained, everything that has come is not separate from Ishvara. Tam Ishwaram, by doing what is to be done, abhyarchya siddhim vindati manava. Ragadveshas don't dictate. They have to realign themselves to dharma. Then you are in charge. You are in harmony with the whole. That's exactly what you want. That is what is called happiness. There is no rub. So you live a life of least rubbing. That's not an ordinary life. It's very awareful. You don't need I don't want to be an utopian, but if everyone is doing this yajna, what is to be done, you don't need jail, you don't need judiciary, and these attorneys have no business. But individually it is possible. Confusion otherwise. And the free will is not given. And suppose all the living organisms here on this planet are programmed. There is no moksha. There is no moksha possibility. But sanchita karma is there. It's a cycle. From the previous kalpa also it is coming down. And therefore, there is enough punya and certain type of papa. This mishra, this bag of karma will order for a human being in time, at the right place. So, human beings will be born. That is when the person, the jiva, enjoys free will and perpetuates the existence of jiva. To be born as a jiva. Enough puja, enough papa. And so, and he can get out of it also. Therefore, jantunam narajanma durlabham. Among the organisms, living organisms, a human, narajanma, the birth of a human, assuming of a human sharira is not easy. Durlabham. It is moksha shariram. Because you are self-aware. Look at that, self-aware. And because self-aware, you see your sense, you recognize your limitation, and the nature, truth is, I am not limitless, I am not limited. The limitlessness is the experience. Now and then, whenever you are happy, you have that experience, and therefore you want to be that naturally. Therefore you do this, you do that, and dye your hair green. I saw one person in New York. Hair was green, confusing all of us. As though in Manhattan, these small bushes walk on the road and confusing. Because you have to be somebody. You see, that person really got it. That she wanted to be somebody. Now I am quoting here in the class. That's exactly she wanted. To be noticed. And then she got it. To be noticed and talked about. Well, because you are set for the pursuit of moksha. Arthakama also. Because the Lord having set all these people, anena prasavishadvam, let by doing this yajna, doing what is to be done, may you multiply, may you grow. The possibilities are many. And let this karma that you do, let it be the wish-fulfilling Kamadhenu cow. Let it produce results for you. This karma inaction will not produce anything. So you are set to do this. Devan bhavayatanena te devaha bhavayantuvaha parasparam bhavayantaha shreyah param avapsyata. You are an individual. In the same breath, without saying, you have told there is total. Wherever there is an individual, there is total. The total here, you should look at it as Ishvara, and from different levels and standpoints. Everything is total. So if there are eyes, there is sight. All of us have eyes. Even small little these creatures have their own eyes, their own way of seeing. Sometimes they may not see colors, but they have sight. In the night, the bats navigate without eyesight because eyes are not available. Cannot work during the night because darkness. But bats can navigate because they have this sonar system. They beep. And then if the way is clear, there will be nothing. There is no feedback. The sounds do not come back. Therefore, it will keep flying. If there is obstruction, come back. That has to be interpreted. That has to be interpreted. It's like ultrasound. This ultrasound came from bats. Somebody has studied the bats. One Batnagar. He is called Batnagar, but there they say in America Batnagar, Mr. Batnagar. So it's very strange, and his research is bats. This bats in What is that place? Near Louisville. Louisville, where is that? Louisville? Kentucky. Kentucky bats. Kentucky bats, very famous. And he is doing research. He's a Professor Batnagar. He's called Bhatnagar, and they call him Batnagar. That is not to connect him to bats, but that's how Americans call. And then he is doing research on bats. Bats have contributed a lot. They can interpret this is a fruit, ripe fruit. It will land on it. From the type of bouncing. Amazing. All creatures, they all have their own eyes and they see. Therefore, there is a rule. Wherever there are eyes, there will be sight. Kakas also see. I don't know why they do like this. There is somebody said there is only one eyeball, and that I don't think so. So they see like this. The angle, I think. That's how they see. Kakas. They see. Wherever eyes are there is sight. Samashti. Total is Ishvara. Don't think that it is a mechanical Ishvara or something. Ishvara is conscious, all knowledge, being. If you look at Ishvara from one standpoint, one phenomenon, like eyesight, becomes a Devata. Ishvara is Devata, conscious being. Is a Deva. Rains, water, Devata. Sun, Devata. Even day-night, Devata. We are not saying that this is not, it's only an appearance, and only appearance alone we are talking about a Devata. Devata. As a rule, that's the Devata. The planet, Devata. Prithvi is a Devata. And every grain is one Devata. And so, nothing outside Ishvara. When there is samashti, we can study under that. Then there is a Devata involved. In your own body, as a functionary, an organ, he is governed by the Adhisthana Devata. There is a Devata there. We have Prana, Apana, Vyana, Udana, Samana. Each one is a Devata. Because everything is Ishvara. Devata. So in this Vyana, in Prana, Samana, so here Prana is respiration. Connected to respiration, a lot of things are involved. Lungs and so on. Connected to circulation, the whole body is involved. The networking is involved of arteries and veins. Devata. So prana devata, so the yana devata, apana devata. All functions. In this, all the glands are included. Samana devata, aham vaishwanaro bhutva, praninam deham ashritaha, aham pachami. Lord Krishna, Ishvara tells, I am the digestive devata. And that includes even pancreas and other glands that control. Everything is one devata. From the function standpoint, total devata, like a specialist in medicine. These are all devatas, kitna devatas. You line them up. It will be nice to have a collection of people who are a meeting of people, of specialists from the podiatrists onwards and the pediatrists, geriatrists, everybody, all the specialists, line them up. You will form a very big society. Nice to see. This entire society is waiting for this one body to come. When you are walking in front of them, each one has an eye on you. Because you are a potential client. And then everybody. Because he has a board hanging in his clinic declaring that I am available for you. If you have some renal problem, I'm a urologist, nephrologist. So you can come, nephrologist, kidneys and all. I'm available. So he is looking at you as a potential. He is waiting. Like this everybody. Specialists. Samashti, really samashti. He is not interested in one kidney. He is interested in kidneys. Because kidney functions in the same manner. And there is a malfunction, he is supposed to correct it. He has specialized it. Better to have adhisthana devatadi daivam. There is Ishvara involved here. That is understanding. That is religious pragmatism. Therefore, you can specially address the devata. Or you can go to the general physician, Parameshwara. Need not go to a specialist. In fact, Parameshwara will send you to the devatas. But like the general physicians, family doctor, his job is only to route you. To route to the right person. Therefore, in American medical system, you cannot consult a specialist right away. Specialist charges are more. And this general doctor, family practice, his charges are less. The insurance will give only less money. And so he gets less paid, but more number of patients. His job is to route these fellows to specialists. They prefer that. The insurance company prefers that. So he routes them all to different places. That is his job. Under his treatment come only a few things, few cases. All others are routing. Like a dispatch clerk. Routing. And I think that's a good system. Otherwise, this patient will decide where to go. And that's not a healthy. Economically, it's not healthy for the insurance company. And also the specialist look at everything only through their eyes. If he's a surgeon, you need a surgery. Therefore, so if you have a stomach problem, you have to remove the big intestines. And so this is this is how they decide. And therefore you require to have a general physician. Ishvara. And Devata specific. Daily life should be recognizing that Ishvara in the form of Devata. Devan bhavayata anena. Anena yajnena. Let the Devas be worshipped, offered, some form of prayer, acknowledgement. You are connected cosmically, more than physical cosmos. The effulgent beings. Devan bhavayata anena yajnena. Te devaha bhavayantuvaha. Let those devas so bless you. Parasparam bhavayantaha shreyah paramavapsyata. They do their jobs. Kale varshatu parjanyaha. Prithivi sasyashalini. These are all Devata prayers. So, Devan bhavayata. Te devaha bhavayantuvaha parasparam bhavayantaha shreyah paramavapsyata. Thus, mutually doing what one is expected to do. Deva does what that order, that niyati. So follows that niyati. Does what is to be done. You do what is to be done. Mutually doing to one another what is to be done. Shreyah paramavapsyata. And may one achieve the param shreyas. Because once you begin doing this already, Ishvara is in your heart. Then one more step, siddhi, naishkarmya siddhi. Doing, you understand that you don't do. But for that you should be doing. If you don't do, you become inactive. You are supposed to do. You become inactive, lazy. And if you are doing, you discover that I am a karta. There is no shortcut. Parasparam bhavayantaha shreyah paramavapsyata. This is a beautiful thing that is talked about in this chapter. We can talk A lot about this, we will leave it now here. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.